Hey y'all, it's MJ from Alta Love. How are you? So I just got this little insight. I'm nearing the end of my sort of formal work day as far as getting my broadcasts finished and doing my intuitive readings, the private bookings that have come in. And was tuning into a little bit of a kind of meditation, and then this came through around alignment and how we talk about finding alignment, and alignment trumps all. And what is alignment? Ultimately, alignment is this idea of us being in union with our divine source, our intuition, our higher self, our broader aspects, our multidimensionality, our non-physical source. Hey Jessica. And then for me, I love to noodle around all of these concepts because I'm definitely on a manifestation path and have been for like 20 years. And well, in essence, kind of like I think all of us are. We just sort of feel into it in our own unique way. Hence also my idea that like you can't get it wrong. It's like even in my darkest hour, in my deepest pain, in all of my suffering along the way, I always had this inner knowing that like this is just part of the path. Like you're not wrong or bad for feeling these feelings. You're not wrong or bad for being broken, poor, and all of these things. You're just navigating existence, you know? And I believe that part of that allowance, in my perspective, is part of what sometimes people here resonate with, as far as like not tripping ourselves up over all this stuff and then potentially beating ourselves up around things not manifesting as quickly as we want, or like, are we completely delusional for thinking that life can be more fun and more joyful and more light filled and more awesome and more abundant? And is it wrong for us to have these certain desires or to show up in the world in this way or that way? And no, none of it's wrong if it's all made manifest. If we can make manifest war and poverty and famine and suffering, we can make manifest what we feel is not that. What we feel is something more abundant, more lovely, and not just for the individual self. And I think this is an important piece for the empath community. It's that there's always this sort of dance in polarity as far as what's selfish and what's egotistical and what's genuinely coming from the heart of source, the heart of your personal source. And in these sort of various leaps, I find that that is part of alignment to me, is the non-chasing of it anymore, in the fact that in the here now presence, in the embodiment of alignment, where you're just leaping into the next phase and leaping into the next phase, as far as like, this feels better than this, and this feels better than this, and this feels better than this. And it really is jumping into the void, jumping into the unknown. Our ability to really own, integrate, embody, and believe in the source of our knowing before any of it is made manifest. And the increasing contrast is ultimately just cycles by which, we're endeavoring certain manifestation threshold. And then the biofeedback, the manifestation of contrast, is the biofeedback that's continually telling us how close we're getting, or how much we're closing the gap of the non-belief and or the belief in other, the belief that only and I mean, when I say contrast, the apparition of negative aspects, right? The apparition of things not going how we want them, or not going how our dreams are wanting them to unfold, or things not showing up how we want. And so how we react or respond to those negative aspects are ultimately how we can sense the closer we're getting to the other side of the contrast, right? The positive stuff, the good stuff. And yet all of it is allowed. All of it is okay. It's just a discipline for us to continue to permission ourselves to feel better. And part of the sharing here for me is that there is something very, I would say, relevant and profound and beautiful about our ability to be okay when things feel like shit. Basically, like, it's this idea of holding space for self and being like, wow, I feel really shitty today. Or, oh my gosh, look at me, I'm so stressed out. Holy shit, look at how much my mind or my pattern or my feelings took me into this contracted state, or this non-allowing state, or this resistant state. And then when we can just hold space from that and be like, but wait a minute, maybe this is just a pattern. Maybe this is just showing me how untrue this pattern is in my reality and has been for so long. And gosh golly, I just got really used to it. And so I'm working it out by not reacting, by not buying in, by not giving it nearly as much attention as I did 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 5 months ago, even. So we can see this sort of accelerated sense of awareness when it comes to alignment. And here's a really interesting piece about alignment. Like, we throw these words around, like love everything and love and light and just be in the vortex, or just like be in alignment. And what is fascinating to me about that concept is like, well, what are you aligning to, and who are you? Because in essence, what we're talking about is aligning to your personal source point. But where's your source point? And what the fuck is that? And how do you feel into it? And dare I say, this is where our practices like meditation and mindfulness and, you know, spirituality, as it were, as far as just finding things to do that allow you to feel more timeless and eternal. Because that to me is the best way to express source in alignment with self, i.e. the God in alignment with the individual personality kind of thing. What's the alignment piece in all of that? Well, it's you knowing what that feels like, i.e. eternal and timeless, because in truth the source that all of all creation is set in eternity and in timelessness, not in our three-dimensional time is money and gotta work really hard. Like, I'm supposed to fit into these boxes to be accepted in this time-space reality. Boo. That's what alignment does. It moves you into this divine law, this thing that is beyond the kind of man-made linear reality that we call the matrix, or the three-dimensional world, right? Which in a kind of weird way indoctrinates this limited linear perspective, you know, to keep things sort of, I guess, maybe in control. Maybe we think that's a way to control it, but it ain't. That's part of this evolution of consciousness, is like we're going, oh, fuck-a-doodles, like we did that, but we are this, and therefore we should focus on this. And then this is where the share came in, was that I'm like, we never get there. Like, it is my firm belief in a kind of intuitive knowing that really death is just another transformation, as far as when you get used to doing the transformational life path, the path of manifestation, where you never get there, and really you're just sort of enjoying the moment and finding ways to just always be feeling into the okayness about your own existence and the love of your own existence, even in the polarity and the contrast of it. Then you start to realize, holy shit balls, I never get there. So alignment isn't like this sort of fixed point of doneness. Alignment is just really the co-creative benevolence of life itself, which never ends. So you're always transforming and you're always changing, and then death, as it were, similar to birth, these fixed points on a polarity of a timeline which we give ourselves on life on earth. Ooh, how cool is that? But the death is just another transformation. And then you get to a new perspective, and then it's like, whoa, from this perspective, do I want to go back here, or do I want to go here? Do I want to go back here, or do I want to go here? Am I going to incarnate there? Am I going to incarnate here? How do I want to express myself in form after all that I've experienced in form, as I transform myself into a more non-physical dimension, right? Hello! Hey, Elliot! I see you. I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Shake that ass. We're just having a party on Alta Love TV. Writing synchronicity. Yeah, What are you doing here? What are any of you doing here? Those are the kind of existential questions that I would perpetually be asking myself, and people wouldn't get them. Like, people would just, so back at university at LIPA in Liverpool, and like people would just ask these really simple questions, like, hey, what's happening? And I'm like, what is happening though? And be like, Molly, like, yeah, but doesn't anybody get it? Like, or is it just me? Am I the only actor on the course who just sits there like thinking about pondering ego and like picking up on the invisible energies of like, what is life? Like, what is happening? I don't know. And they'd be like, ugh, Melly, you're weird. I'm like, I know. I think life is fucking weird, but I guess I'm the only one. That's like my past life where I didn't fit in and was just an alien to all of that. And yet, let's be honest, an acting degree has served its purpose. I have no shame when it comes to presenting things. I am not somebody who typically gets very, thwarted or. Although that's taken practice as well in authenticity and truth, and yoga meditation has been a very powerful anchor as well as the acting. And I'm an actor. But okay, here's another angle. I'm like, we're all actors in the stage of life, and I'm the star. Hey, here's the thing. Here's the thing, but my compassionate heart and my empathy heart space is that my truest frickin' wish for all of humanity is that you get to be the star of your reality too. You know, the more and more of us endeavor to be the stars of the movies that we're creating, the more fun we can all have and be like, ooh, ooh, should we do a fantasy? Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, 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 should we all be Harry Potter? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, like, it's fun. Let's create. Let's create the most epic movie possible, as in, let us not create Armageddon. Or wait, does it happen? Maybe, yeah, but actually, in fairness, all of those movies end up good in the end. So that's kind of like what we're doing. We're creating this movie called Life, and we're going like, destroy! We're on the path of destruction, and blah, blah, and then all of that is making everybody be like, but no, like, what must one do? Find alignment. Be in alignment, because this is also my awareness. Like, the truth of alignment is that alignment is always in service to the good of all. Like, your alignment, regardless of what the F it looks like, is your service. That is all. So, and the fact that it never ends. So one day alignment might be like, one day alignment might be like, oh, chicka, 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 chicka. So it's like, I have full faith that I'm always in flow and always in alignment. At least since I anchored it in these last like 3 to 4 years, really feeling like it's like that middle way. It's like exploring the totality of self and the polarities and the contrast to then anchor in being the eye of the storm, so that you're constantly present with the disparity and vibration, i.e. that your ability to always transform and up level the density, moving into higher and or more expanded realms, so that your refinement and ability when it comes to manifestation just gets better. Mastery of self just gets a little bit more honed, a little bit more sharp, a little bit more clear, a little bit like you're the one in command, right? Versus the like, say me 10 years ago, like, like, just being cajoled around my own vortex, being like, what is life? It's this. No, it's this. Right? And then finally just going, wait, it's here. Oh yeah, I know her. Oh yeah, I know this. Oh yeah, I can allow it all to be here. And the weirdest thing is, like, it's not that my heart is less empathetic. It's not that I'm less compassionate. It's just that through the embodiment of your own soul's growth and integration into your authenticity and truth, you allow all other to also be in their authentic truth and connection, which means you're not as reactive to other people's choices. On a recognition that every soul is choosing. There are no victims. All is well in the totality of beingness and creation, because let's be honest, we all create in the land of suffering and pain until we don't anymore. And that is part of the rising, and also part of the biofeedback of recognizing that you're the one transforming the density in your reality, and if you can do it, everyone else can do it too. There isn't a special wand, there isn't a special trick, there isn't some special world of privilege that means that you have more access to truth than any other being. All beings have access to truth. It's a choice that we make along our own soul's growth, and judging other people's reality based on what it looks like is just another reflection of inner work that we must do within the self to come into the truth of our alignment and integrity, so that we can see the whole in that truth vision as well. So hi there. I'm loving everybody here. Jess and Lori and Elliot. I think Studio B. I think I saw Studio B here as well. So part of the reason, so yeah, by the way, you never get there, it never ends, so you might as well effing enjoy the ride for Rizzles. Let's pull a card. Oh, that is a beautiful card to pull, methinks. So I think this is all we need. So there's a little mini intuitive reading for this fine, fine day today. And here it is. Look, she's kind of like wearing this wine type color that I'm wearing. God, I'm like, I dork myself out sometimes. Like, I'm just like, oh my gee whiz, MJ, you're just a big dork. But I love it. So I'm like, that's cool. If you don't like it, jog along. But sharing is like the truth. Is like, she just owns it all. And there's more than enough for everybody. There's nothing lack-filled about this character. One of my fave cards as well, Lori. It's a truly, this is sort of like the feminine aspect of the abundance card, which is my other favorite card, which if MJ could find it, it would be cool to show you guys that card as well. So I feel like this is the matriarchal representation of the masculine card, which is sort of like the Cheshire Cat. The masculine card, which is sort of like the Cheshire Cat. The dude, it looks like he's smoking pot. That's why I think I love it so much. Although I really, I don't think he is. That's what I see in the card. So, is it meant to be? Because it's like going to be the last card that is it meant to be? Because it's like going to be the last card that I find because I'm trying. Like, I'm trying, and so it's not making manifest that effortlessly. There, and I just saw an 8. So, and then 8 just appeared there. So, infinity symbol, mega abundance. I'm talking about the abundance card. And this is where, like, the polarity of the masculine and the feminine go together. Like, the holder of space to embody, and the embodiment to share and express, and then like the infinity is just the recycling of that continuous, i.e. alignment isn't this fixed point that you get to once you get this pretty red cloak and then I'll be in alignment and everything will be well. No, you're going to take that cloak off. Maybe you'll take those red pants or purple pants and put them on, and then you'll take this crown and you'll give it over to him and he'll be like, hey, you can have that too. And then there's this co-creative exchange in abundance. And how does abundance come about? It comes about by sharing of thyself. This is her true elixir. Her true divine birthright is to have all there is, contained within the totality of her beingness. It's not outside of herself. Everything she has is already there, right there within. All she needs to be willing to do is express it and share it. Share. You in your benevolence, you in your grace, you in your sense of gratitude and generosity of spirit is all the abundance you could ever desire in the entire universe. And so in truth, all we're doing is anchoring in that essential knowingness. So to share that and then allow that infinity loop keep going round and round. So essentially, it's like just keep manifesting and sharing and manifesting and sharing and manifesting and sharing and manifesting and sharing. And then trust and in your own evolution. Evolution is when we have to dictate evolution. It happens. Evolution is a natural thing in existence. It's not like we must try to figure out how to just keep this human thing evolving. No. It's just happening. Just, if anything, again, the polarity of it all is like we have to rest and relax a lot more. As beings, we have to rest and relax a lot more and hold space for our own healing to come back into this alignment flow, and in our alignment share of the truth and self that we are, and then allow ourselves to receive the abundance that sharing gives, and then just keep sharing it and keep receiving it and keep sharing it and receiving it and keep sharing it and receiving it. I love you guys. I love you because I love what you bring out in me. Like, I often don't know. I just feel guided to share. And then there's like a few of you noodlers showing up here and being like, what? And I'm like, what? And I just appreciate you immensely. It's wildly awesome. So that was the share for today. I made it to the table. I made it to the pass. And I've had about 5 bookings, 5 intuitive readings, private bookings. One was a birthday gift, actually, which I think is just so lovely. And yeah, So now technically it's done for the day now because I've shared on the Facebook. I did the daily tarot on Instagram, and I've shared a bit of tarot with you guys here. But mainly, I just wanted to talk about girlfriend. I'm just about to close her down. I'm just about to close her down, sweet thing. The gist of it is that you have all there is, and you sharing is the abundance of life, and it's just an infinity symbol going round and round and round and round, and like up leveling. Just trust in the up level. Anywho, there's a whole bunch of little nuggety truths. Gotta toot my own trumpet. But then that's just the flow over a mat of like it's pure love in unconditional form always, even in the density, which I shared on the Facebook realm where I was like, I'm not vibing it, because this is patterns where the density stuff comes up and you're like, fuck this shit, fuck it all. I don't, boo, I can't carry on. I don't feel as joyful as normal. And then get to midday, crack on, stay on your life flow. Like, so stay in the alignment even when you're not in alignment, basically. Like, basically just ignore the feelings and the thoughts when they're bullshit. As in when they make you frightened or they make you hate yourself or anything. Just be like, oh wow, look, I feel like a big fat fucking failure today. Nothing in me wants to move to the screen, but fuck it. I'm gonna do it anyway because that is life. And that is the source of self, giving of self, regardless of the circumstances. I heard to ring a bell to make it go away. Interesting. Noodle. I would like to noodle with that a little more. I'm intrigued by this ringing of the bell. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. Din, din, din. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, guys. That's it. I'm gonna go because Molly is just talking pure gobbledygook of the hot love vibe. You guys, this is why I love you so much. Like, I could be on any number of psychedelics or cannabis or anything, but guess what? I'm stone cold sober. This is like my life. Everyone's like, are you drunk? I'm like, nope. Just my own natural energies. Like, are you high? Nope. I mean, although you guys know I like to dabble with the cannabis plants, but just in this here now, and typically when I'm broadcasting and doing like professional things, I am a la sobes. A la clear intent. I think that is relevant. High on life. That is it. And anyone who gets this kind of high vibration can probably testify to any doubters in the world where people are like, oh, are you high on something? Really? I'm just like, I feel good generally. Like, I'm a happy person. Like, and sometimes things make me sad, but that's okay because I use my sadness as a way to pioneer new things in the world that are going to make things better. As in, go zero waste, go vegan, go unplug, and go get spiritual, get connected to the self, because your self is my self, is the whole self, so we might as well up level the self. Through love and light. Not false light, you guys. Not false light. It's gotta be real. You gotta radiate the real light from within the self, you guys. Okay, now I'm gonna go because I'm literally just talking pure BS, but it's kind of fun, so I'm happy to be here. I'm feeling Vava Bush. But I'm gonna go have some lunch because I made myself a huge stew. A lovely stew yesterday. No, 2 days ago, and it needs to be eaten. It needs to be finished today, but I'm getting there. I'm getting through it. Lentils, broccoli, carrots, and tomato sauce with some garlic and salt and pepper, if in case you're wondering. Like, that's all the stew is. It's nothing special. But one day, I will share with you all the things that I eat as well. Why? Because that is so super cool. Okay, I'm gonna go, you guys. Thank you so much for showing up here. Not just today, but like in general, in all of the shares and in the internet land, and like buying the sweatshirts and the books and all this kind of stuff. Like, it means everything to me because this is my whole life. So I love you. I hope I can just shine a little sprinkle of the fairy dust everywhere, and like big hot love. Hugs, virtual hugs. I love you guys. Gemma. What? I love you guys. Have a great day. Peace out.